As you can see from the title of this video, this is not a drifting video. Just kidding, it's not for that either. Little cold start action for your morning. Nothing like pissing the neighbors off at 9 o'clock on a Saturday morning. Oh, my wiper's still on from last night. Oops. This video wasn't supposed to be a thing. I was going to keep this thing completely under wraps until it went back out for the first time officially, but I decided there's too much of a perfect opportunity here to not vlog, to not introduce something new to the channel that has been in my life for 10 years now. I've been doing this long before drifting, and it's time it finally makes a comeback. After basically 4 years, 2019 was the last time I'd really competitively done anything with this thing. We've been working, building a new engine, obviously started drifting in 2020, and just kind of stepped away. And now everything is starting to line back up, come back together, and it's time that the Dirt Late model makes a comeback. It's the first time this car has ever been on this channel. There's tons of videos of it on my old channel before we started virtual, but we decided that the late model will make some appearances on virtual. It's too hard to run multiple pages. I was going to run a page just for it, but it's too difficult to do. So figured, why not make dirt racing fans learn about drifting and drift car fans learn about dirt racing. And no one really does both at the level that we do this at. So I figured, why not? Actually got a virtual sticker cut for the front of the car. We'll be repping that. It's kind of funny seeing a drifting sticker on the dirt car, but nevertheless, here it is. So a little backstory on this car. This thing is a 2016 model Kryptonite race cars chassis. They're out of Parkersburg and here in West Virginia, about an hour and a half up the road from me. In 2016, I had been in dirt racing for 2 years, and Freddie Carpenter, that owns Kryptonite, called my dad, I think it was like January 1st of 16, and said, I'm building a new car. I want you guys to get in one of these chassis, and we're gonna make this chassis affordable for dirt racers. And he called it the Weekend Warrior chassis. A few months later, I don't even think it was a few months, I think it was a few weeks later, I ended up with this car sitting right here. It is a 2016 Kryptonite Weekend Warrior #1. I don't know the exact number of Weekend Warriors built. It was 6 or 8 before they got a big update. And if I'm not mistaken, this is the only one left. I know a couple of them got totaled, a couple of them got cut up. This car got a small update in 2017. It was just a couple tubing changes, but other than that, this car is still how it came off the jig in 16. We're still running 2016 style technology shocks, just double adjustable JRIs, and it does have an all aluminum small block Chevrolet in it. That's hence why the BMW has a small block in it. Now this one's just much larger. You know, we figure it's well over the 800 horsepower mark. You know, for those of you watching this or in the dirt racing community, you can probably figure out about what's in it. But regardless, the car has not been out of the garage on track except for one time since 2019, and it made 4 laps and we had some issues. So regardless, we're trying to get back in the swing of things. We're going to go do a test and tune today. I wasn't going to video this, but I decided it was too good of an opportunity not to, and you know, teach people about the car a little bit. I'm currently setting the toe right now. The car is not going to be 100% race ready before, you know, we do test today. It's got, you know, some old tires on it. Main thing we're doing is checking the engine, making sure everything's good with it because everything's brand new, and making sure I can still drive the thing. I mean, I've driven a late model twice in 4 years, and it was a crate car. A buddy of mine, Kenny Rucker, I was fortunate enough to drive his car, and you know, the engine in it and the engine in BMW are about the same. You know, they're both 450 horse engines, and you know, We run the Tyler County Hillbilly 50 with it, and run a couple races out I-77 Speedway with it a couple years back. But other than that, I haven't been in a dirt car since. My biggest thing that I'm worried about with driving it, honestly, is the stamina of the abuse these cars put you through. You know, I haven't done more than 2 or 3 laps at a time in anything in 4 years, minus the little bit I raced that crate car. So, you know I'm gonna be pretty well wore out after a 15-20 lap race, I'm sure, at least till I get, you know, my feet back wet. But working on setting the tow right now and getting the trailer ready. We're gonna go to Willard, Kentucky today if this rain stays away, put some laps on this thing, and I'm anxious. It's the biggest engine we've ever had. It's the best our program's ever been. The more power, every time we throw more power to this car, it loves it. This car, you know, turns incredibly. Even though it is a 16 model, it doesn't have any age on it because it's set for so long. It doesn't have many laps on it. The only full season this car has on it was in 2018. So it's pretty well, I mean, yeah, it's got some age to it, but there's no cracks in the car. We've inspected it. There was one little place that I got Justin to weld up for me late last year, and that was down, you know, by the on the front where one of the main, just, it wasn't even a support bar, it was more or less just a gusset. Has a small crack in it. Besides that, the car has been perfect, and I think honestly that crack come from a wreck. So I'm anxious. I'm not nervous to drive the car. Not to sound cocky, but really getting in these things, I don't get nervous. But I am nervous for what could happen. You know, we've got a lot of time, a lot of money, a lot of effort wrapped up into this. My dad's spent countless nights working on it, and so it's a big deal. But regardless, I'm anxious to see what happens. I'll video as much as I can today. I plan to have the GoPro on. Actually, I need to go put it on charge right now. But regardless, let's get this thing set up, get it in the trailer. There may not be much vlogging in this because when we're at the track, it's very busy. If I can get a friend or someone there maybe that might be going to video some, that'll be awesome. So if this ends up being a short video, I apologize. If it ends up being a long video, you know, that's awesome. But I'll give a little breakdown of the car real fast, and then I'm gonna get back busy. So as I said, it's an all aluminum small block Chevrolet. The oil tank is actually under that door. It holds roughly 10 quarts of oil, all dry sump. Everything runs off of one pump right off the back of the engine. Right there. It runs the power steering pump, fuel pump, and oil. And it's pretty cut and dry. It's just a bunch of tubing around a very massive engine. The car has to weigh 2,300 to 2,350 pounds depending on what series we're running with. There is a tire rule of what you can run. These tires are actually not allowed anymore. These are all what's called a 1300 compound. They've switched since then. It's actually something I've still got to learn. Regardless though, I'm anxious to drive this thing again. Like I said, you come in here into the car, it's pretty cut and dry. It's got an Ultra Shield full containment seat in it. Gauge is about like what's in the BMW. That's where I got the idea. Everyone asks about 2 shifters. I'm not getting into explaining how the clutch in this thing works. It's really goofy, and if I can't show you, it's really difficult to explain. But this is a fresh air blower that connects to my helmet and main power kill switch. So regardless, other than that, it's pretty cut and dry. I mean, it's got a full quick change rear end under it. It is 4-linked, obviously. The rear end of these cars drop out a lot. This one drops out about 18 to 19 inches. Like I said, double adjustable shocks. To be honest, I don't even have anything to hide because it's all old school. The bird cages that are on this thing, those connect to the rear end, and they are what make the rear end twist and move. They're not even made anymore, but I still run a set. It does have a full onboard fire suppression system. That's what that nozzle right there that you see is. It's got a nozzle above the engine, in the driver compartment, and over the fuel cell. And they are automatic nozzles. So once the pin is pulled, if the glass inside of those breaks from heat, it sets off the fire suppression. Full foam-filled fuel cell, runs on 114 octane, and it's strictly business. So a lot of guys, you'll see them put tarps over the back of the car to hide stuff, to cover up their setups. Eventually I might put one on it just to kind of get in people's heads, but besides that, it's a lot of fun. They're a lot of fun to drive, and I'm really anxious to get back in it and see where we go with it. All right, car's in the trailer. We're heading to Willard. When you see us next, we'll be at the track. We are here, Willard Speedway, test and tune. Time to see what happens. This will be interesting. It's been a while, huh? Time to get changed. See if I can still fit in my suit. I have lost weight since I was last in it, so I should fit in it no problem, but we'll see what happens. They said the track's real dry, slick, rubbered up, which is fine because, well, lighting's probably terrible in here, I'm sorry. Which is fine because it's not hard on equipment. So we got down here a little bit late. There's not much time left for this test and tune session, so main thing is I just want to go out, shake the car down, make sure it's going to run like it should, get it up above 8,000, 8,500 maybe. Make sure everything's going to just work. That's the biggest concern. I'm not going to run it real hard. I'm not going to, you know, drive it in a race scenario. If we get plenty of time and the track will handle it, maybe later. But for the first few laps, I'm not worried about it. I just want to check it, make sure everything looks good, make sure the gauges do good. You know, everything, numbers look good, everything's supposed to come back as it should. I'm not nervous about driving the car. I'm just nervous that, you know, it hasn't been out in a long time. So regardless, time to get changed, get in the car, and we'll go see what happens. Warming the car up now, if you can hear me, and here goes nothing. 10 laps or so. I got to be an emotional wreck after I got back. We've worked insanely hard to get back. It's been way too long. My dad has put in countless hours to get us back to this point. I'm more appreciative of that than anything, but I'm glad to be back. It was like I never got out of it, but it felt good. I'm an emotional wreck, but it's all just finally hit, so we're going to go back out and make a few more laps and call it a day. Probably made 15, 20 laps, but it's a hot rod. Like I said, I got pretty emotional after making the first laps in it, and might as well say 4 years. And I can't thank my dad enough, thank Kenny enough, and you know, we got a hot rod. The second session I went out, I think we got something up in the carburetor, or fuel delivery system, I should put it that way. I don't know. Fuel pressure's a little high. It made a little noise coming off turn 2, so I shut it down. Made 20 laps on it. First 20 laps it's made in a long time. That's plenty. You know, the car is great. We didn't even do anything in tires. We didn't cut them, groove them, nothing. They're just on the car. They're like 2 years old. Set the air pressure, set the alignment, and brought it out. And I can't ask for today. Went better. The brakes felt great. Steering was great. Transmission was great. And it's gonna be a good year. So, nonetheless, like I said, wasn't gonna make this video because I was trying to keep the car quiet, but I mean, it's out there. So don't really know why I was trying to keep it quiet. I just was, you know, kind of like, oh, hey, we're back. But at the end of the day, why not, right? So it's amazing to be able to be back in the car. It felt great. A lot more side bite and a lot more forward bite than the BMW. I can assure you that. I have arm pump from driving a race car, and it's never happened to BMW. And one more thing before I go. If you guys like this, if you guys like the late model content, comment down below and let me know. I will vlog as many races as I can, especially when we go to the big money races. If you guys want to see more dirt late model content on our page, let me know. I will gladly make more, and I plan on it being a busy season with both cars, but meant to add that. I was going to put it in text, but just meant to add that. But either way, like I said, if you guys want to see more, if you like it, don't like it, let me know what you think. So I really would like everyone's feedback on this. This is a very big deal to me, and if you guys want to see more, I'll gladly share more. Hopefully the next video will be Justin and I running doors together again at Midvale, but until then, once again, I appreciate everyone for watching.